أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى كل ملائكة المقربين وعلى عباد الله الصالحين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وبعد اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما اللهم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. First of all, thank you very much for having me here. This is not the first time. I'm not a stranger here. I'm a regular here, but it's just that I live in the state, and so I do come once in a year or twice in a year. And when I come to Abuja, this is the first place that I'm going to have to visit. So definitely, I'm elated that I'm back home. This is how I should put it, inshallah. And today, I'm going to be dealing with a topic that is so very versatile, a topic that is so very contemporary. A topic that will benefit a lot of us. A topic that is all over the place. A topic that is so new to the world and is going to stay for a very long time. And we know very well from the very beginning when mankind set his foot on the ground, on earth, man has been asking a lot of questions. Man have seen the time changes. Man have seen the weather changes. Man have seen the trees grow. Man have seen, the sea, the ocean, the tide, the rising, a lot of catastrophe is going on. Man have seen the tree, bearing fruit and stuff like that. Man have seen he himself is, getting very close to certain situation that he doesn't understand. So from the very beginning of mankind, it's all about question. Man have been questioning and questioning and questioning. And the more you question, the more your IQ kind of open and the more you become receptive to new information. And that is exactly what human beings are. We are also animals, but by virtue of the ability to think and process information, we become humans. Human beings are the highest or the high level creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by virtue of us having, the free will. And today, what we are talking about everywhere, anywhere today is what we call artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the order of the day. I remember I was reading a note by, Bill Gates, the CEO of, Microsoft, and he made this statement. He said, the computer is the most dangerous element we human beings can create. I don't know why he said that. He said the computer is the most dangerous mechanism. He said, why? Because most of the things that we plan that computer should follow, it is not the case. The benefit we get from whatever our system brought is less than 25-30%. The rest is a sham. It is a thing that people are doing against the will or against the intention of the creating of the computer. So computer is good. I'm not saying don't use it. I have a laptop and I have a tabletop. I do my research sometimes once in a while. But most of the things you and I know that they do with computer is so very, very unbelievable. The computer have driven mankind to certain situation that we say la hawla wa la quwwa. And that is exactly what we are today. So the moment you mention AI, artificial intelligence, the first thing that comes to mind is robots. You know how they move like this and they move like this and they do things like that. That is the first thing that comes to mind when you mention, artificial intelligence. Or Siri. When you have your a television, you talk to the Siri and he does certain things to you. Or Alexa, it does certain things to you. And these are the things that computer is doing. And AI is built on four edifices. Number one, learning. That is one of the key proponents of AI. Learning. Number two, reading. Number three, processing information, solving problems. And number four, perception. These are the building blocks of artificial intelligence. These are the building blocks of artificial intelligence. So what is AI? Artificial intelligence is the transference or the articulation of human knowledge into a mechanism or into, a machine for it to act like a human. Simple. We transfer our, knowledge to the machine, and then it acts. And then we think it's That's why it is artificial intelligence. Artificial is something that is not natural. Natural is not artificial. If you have flowers, some flowers look so beautiful, but if you touch it, it is plastic. That is artificial. And if you have some plant, leaves, you touch it, definitely it is leaves. So you can't compare the two. Whatever AI is doing, it is the result of what we have inculcated in that artificial intelligence. I experienced a very a beautiful thing that I think I should share with you, and that was a few months ago when I went to California to deliver a talk. So I was in my hotel, and the lady that was supposed to pick me up, she had other events, she's not going to make it, so she sent a Tesla a Uber to pick me up. And so she told me a little thing about the Uber that's going to pick me up. She said, "Wallahi, Sheikh, it is going to be a driverless, car." I said, "Man, what? How I'm going to be in a driverless car in California?" Sheikh, he knows that very well. In California, the driving itself, subhanallah, the highway is packed and jammed. How could this? I said, well, this is artificial intelligence, maybe. So when it came, wallahi, the first thing it asked me is, can you identify yourself by telling me your last name and the first name? I said, subhanallah, inna lillahi. Karfi fa na tambaya ta, wai na faɗa mar sunana da kaza da kaza. That's my identification. So I say my last name is Lawan and the first name is Ahmed. He said, okay. Then the door pops open. Automatically, the door just popped it open. And then I enter. When I enter, it started to move. And then it tells me from the screen that I'm seeing at the back, is this the right address you want to go? I say yes. If it is yes, press this. If it is no, press that. If you want to change the address, press this and that and this and that. And so I did whatever it tells me. I pressed the button to show that I'm going to the address that they were asking me. When we got to the address, I don't know why the machine or the car spoke to me and told me he thinks that I'm a stranger in this community. The computer is telling me. I didn't tell him I'm a stranger. It told me that I know you are a stranger in this community. Maybe you are not conversant with the community, so why don't you press the red button? I pressed the red button, and a small pamphlet came. That pamphlet is showing me the topographic or the geography of that community. Subhanallah, I pick it up. And that is one thing the computer can do for you. So now, how can we juxtapose artificial intelligence and the Quran? How can we juxtapose artificial intelligence and Islam or the Sharia? Is it okay to use artificial intelligence, AI, vis-a-vis our religion, vis-a-vis tafsir that we do, vis-a-vis our life as a whole, which is around the Sharia legislation? We have a Sharia legislation that we follow. We don't do this, we don't do that. We do this, we don't do that. And so, is it okay for us to use AI? Yes, of course, we can use AI to some extent. AI is very good in that it opened a new corridor in terms of business transaction, in terms of education, in terms of health, in terms of globalizing the world, in terms of harnessing how we control our world, how we do this and that and do this and that. So AI is very, very important. It is part and parcel of our life. Whether we like it or not, willingly or unwillingly, it is going to be part and parcel of our life. It is a continuing process. And where we reach so far is not going to stop. There's going to be a time that AI might be cooking my food for me. The food that my wife cooks in the house. There might be a time that AI is going to cook the food. There might be a time that AI is going to suggest, why don't you eat this and that and this and that? There's going to be a time that AI will do a lot of things that is unheard of. Today, if our ancestors, our great-grandfathers or grandfathers come back to life today and they see the kind of technology, they might be thinking they are in Jannah. They might be thinking, they are, subhanallah, what is this? You talk this and that? What? This might be Jannah. They might be thinking. The same thing applies from 50 years from now. Our children's children and children, maybe, if they see the kind of life that we live today in the 21st century, they might say, man, our great-grandfathers are crazy. Look at the phone they use. Look at this phone, subhanallah. They might take you to a museum or take you to the archives because they think the phone that we use, the iPhone that we are proud of, is going to be, a cake. It cannot be used again because our ancestors who will come in the future will do something higher than that. AI is doing a lot of things. As I'm speaking right now, in California, especially California and Las Vegas, Nevada, Las Vegas is called the Sin City. The Americans are proud to call Las Vegas Sin City. Wallahi, that is the tag. Like New York is Big Apple, right? Some other state they have different nickname. But the nickname of Las Vegas is Sin City. And once you enter Las Vegas, Reno, Las Vegas, you see a sign. They say, what happens to Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. Then they have a map going like this. Shh. Don't say anything. Whatever happened here stays here. What you see here, that's it. You don't have to tell anybody. So this tells you that they're doing a lot of things that is absolutely against the grain of thinking rationally. We can't quantify what they are doing in Las Vegas. So this is the lot of AI. And today, if you go to Silicon Valley in California, Silicon Valley, I think it's one of the most expensive, real estate in the world. Silicon Valley, the most expensive, real estate in the world. Every foot and inch costs a lot of money. So most of those who have their businesses and companies, they're super billionaires or whatever you call them. So this is what it is, and they are transforming the world into robotic. One of the downside of artificial intelligence is that there's a lot of jobs are being missed. A lot of people are out of work. A work that would take us a month to do, but today AI is going to do that in about a day or half a day. AI does not get tired. It does not eat. It doesn't need rest. It doesn't get angry. It's just an AI, artificial intelligence. And it is so intelligent that, I don't know what they put inside. I don't know the building block of, but whatever they did to AI is working very, very well. And some people are saying that AI is good for Islam in that you see on TikTok, there's some guy who come, or a lot of people, a lady also come, and she says, oh, subhanallah, AI has become a Muslim. ChatGPT, has become a Muslim, right? You see that. And they ask him, ChatGPT, what do you think Islam is the best religion? It'll go around and search the engine, whatever, and it will come back and say Islam is around. At the same time, if you chance to see the Hindu ChatGPT, these guys with the turban in Hindu, they have red on their head, they're asking AI also, is Hinduism, the best religion? The same AI who said Islam is the number one religion is saying Hinduism is also the best religion. The same AI who said that Islam is the highest and the best religion, it is saying that Jesus Christ might be the Son of God because this and that and this and that. That means it has been manipulated to some extent. There's always going to be manipulation. They will manipulate it. So to some extent, Islam can use, AI. But then again, I would rather, there are certain critical issues that the AI cannot decipher. You have to meet the teacher. You have to meet the shuyukh. You have to meet the learned man to explain it to you. That's why Allah said, Ya Yahya, khuzil kitaba bi quwwa. Oh Yahya, hold on to the book with might. It didn't say it's a book. So book have something to do with revelation for quite a long time. No matter how they use tablet, we use computer. Holding the Quran by hand, holding the books, of Islamic books by hand goes a long way as compared to the whatever. Tablet is good, you could use that and read and do everything, it's good. But wallahi, to hold the Quran with your hand, it is so powerful, it is so rewarding, it is so sacred that we can compare that with AI, generated information that we get from our system. Do we have to let our children get to know AI? Yes, we have to let them get to know AI. AI is going to be it is today's generation. We're going to be keep using AI, and they're going to build on AI. So if you have information about artificial intelligence, I think it's very, very good. But at the same time, you should be able to decipher. You should be able to, sort it out. Know that this is real Islam. This is also generated information through artificial intelligence Islam. So you have to weigh it and see which one goes, which one is the best. Today, again, in 4 states in America, Tennessee, Ohio, and one other state, New Mexico, and one other state, what is there? It has been legalized. You could go and marry an artificial made female. You could just go and buy. You just buy it. But if you buy it, there are certain codes that you have to fill the form. She's going to be your wife, though, actually. It's like a human being. They created all this thing. It walks and talks and do everything. But it's not human. But it talks. The moment, whatever you ask, whatever that thing is, AI technology, is going to react. Whatever question you ask it, is going to give you the answer. So, certain question has risen up. Is it okay for us Muslims to use AI? Because AI is coming to our house. There will be a time that all this distribution that we are doing, AI is going to be programmed to distribute whatever. We want some water. AI is going to come, either female or male. You could buy. AI is going to do a lot of things for us in a few years to come. So the question becomes, is it ethically right? Is it more morally right in Islam to have an artificial generated human being, so to speak, walking and talking and doing things? Is it okay? Well, some school of thought in Islam said, well, they think this is gunki. They think this is a replica of human being. They think it's not right. Some even think to draw a human being, in Islam, it is haram. Some think to draw this and that, it is haram. How much more to make, an AI, a human being, AI that talks and acts? Is it right to have them in our houses? Some scholars say it is wrong to have them because they are acting like a gunki. An idol. That's what they say. And some scholars who are, so to speak, open-minded, they say it's okay as long as the intention is not for it. The intention is not to, worship it. It is to make your life easy, and Allah have make all this thing easy. Knowledge is very, very important. So I'm thinking that our scholars should stand on member and raise their, voices up for our next generation to read a lot of books, to study. We have to study challenging subject that is contemporary. We should let our youth take the state of reading this kind of, a subject, because in the future, if you don't have the knowledge of technology, it's going to be a big problem. Today, those who have computer, information or computer knowledge are going back again to study the stimulation of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is something big, it's powerful, and it's going to be for a long time. I don't even know if most of the plane that we ride on from America to Africa, Africa to Dubai, Dubai to Saudi, it's going to be a time that, AI is going to be riding with it. I don't know, man. Maybe AI got drunk. Can you imagine AI got drunk and AI is driving the aeroplane or whatever, the piloting? It's going to be a problem, man. But then again, who knows? But then again, people are asking for it to come quickly, So that is how fast knowledge is coming. But all this thing, we think that it is the West that have done all this thing. No, the Muslims from the very beginning, watch it, from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, up to 16th century, the Muslims were virtually ruling the world. Pages of history bear record to the fact that the Muslims were bubbling with information in Darul Hikmah. Darul Hikmah is sort of like a big building that is in Baghdad, in Iraq. We call it Darul Hikmah, the house of wisdom. At that time, the Europeans were living in caves. They don't take no shower. They stink. We forced them to go into Renaissance and to think about reading and writing. Why? Because the Pope Augustus II, he edified that if you go and read anything that the Bible didn't ask you to read, you should be beheaded. Back then, read your history. If you read or you learn, you begin to do some calculus, they're going to burn you at stake. In fact, if they put you on the stake, they turn you upside down and they burn you from the books of history bear record to that. At that time, the Muslims were bubbling, doing miracles with knowledge, with numbers. And today, we're thinking that the AI was started by them. Algebra, where did it come from? It's us. Al-Imam al-Razi al-Baghdadi, It's us. Algebra. Algebra is like this. Like, let me see. If I put my hand, I put some money in my hand like this, and I go like this. I say, okay, Mr. Mohammed, where's the money? He say, okay, it's here. No, it's not. It's here. No, it's not. That is algebra. That is where it came from, to stimulate numbers, to act, to play with numbers. So algebra came from us. And the building block of AI is called what? Algorithm. Al-Qawarism, a Muslim brother who first postulated the plate of AI long when the Western Europeans were living in caves. We did the astrolabe. The astrolabe is that which we navigate the ocean. It is the Muslim who did that. It is in the books of history. Where were the Europeans? When the Quran was forcing us to read, the messenger said, Hayrukum, man ta'allama al-Quran wa allama. The best amongst you is he who reads the Quran and teaches it. The messenger said, knowledge is the lost property of the believer. Go look for it, even if it's with the unbeliever, because you deserve the knowledge more than the unbeliever. Sayyidina Ali karamallahu wajhallahu karama, he said, should I show you those who will dwell in heaven? He said, behold the learned man. So this is what stimulated the early Muslims. We were walking on earth like angels doing wonders. And all of a sudden they stole our numbers. They burned Darul Hikmah. They burned it down. The books in Al-Azhar, they burned more than 70% of the books in Al-Azhar. In Timbuktu, they almost destroyed the books. They know all these things. I don't know what it is. They have foreseen the progress of the Muslim community. And today, if you look, I'll give you an example. What is safari? You go to safari, you go to Kenya. What do? You watch animals, and they take you in a caravan, and you move into safari. It is from Arabic language. The Arabs, back in the days, they leave the town and they enter into the village with their wives and their children on their camel. They want to enjoy the life of the Bedouin. So they go, we go a safar. Safar in Arabic is travel. Safar, as-safara, safari. It becomes traveling. And if they travel into the depth of the desert, they have baka, kwarida baka, bow and arrow, and they kill some games and they bring it home. So this is where it started. And you hear about Sharif. You watch American movie. You see the sheriff with a cap like this, and he is a sheriff. Where did he get it? There's no English language as sheriff. It's Sharif. Sharif is the leader, the powerful person, or the most respected person in the community. Sharif. And that's what it means. You hear about admiral. Admiral in the Navy, right? It's Al-Admiral. Al-Admiral al-Bahr. The leader of the ocean. We plowed the ocean long before these guys came and stole everything. We did it. We were there from the beginning. You hear about masquerade. What is masquerade? You put something on their face, right? To change your face. It's Arabic word, mascara. Mascara. Mascara is to change something. Is to change something from something. Mascara. So they developed it to masquerade. All this thing came from us, the Muslim. Today, you hear about Hawaii. Hawaii is a state in America. Matter of fact, they stole it, from Polynesians. I'm not going to go deep into it, but you know how America. Is there any Americans here? Just raise your hands so that there will be, when I go to GFK, I'm not going to find any, no, FBI. All right. So we home, we brothers. There's nothing wrong with that. No. So Hawaii, there is At-Turabi al-Awaha. At-Turabi al-Awaha. That was the name that was written. If you go to New Mexico, they put the early people. When Christopher Columbus came, he thought he was the leader. They said, why? They asked him, the native Indian, the Arawak Indian, the Chicagoan. Chicago is a native in all American names. It's all Tennessee, Chicago, Alabama. It's all Indian names. So when Christopher Columbus came from Spain, wherever, and he started to kill them and take over their things. And they said, why are you killing us, man? Why are you slaughtering us when we gave you, everything? But these guys that came, the tall guys with long nose, always wearing white clothes, and they always love to play with water. Christopher Columbus said, huh? Who were those? I said, well, they are tall guys with long nose, and they wear white clothes, and they always play with water, and they make a line doing something. Christopher Columbus goes, damn, man, these guys were here before us. So he knew the Arabs were there. They came long before. So when they came to Hawaii, they said, MashaAllah, Haza huwa al-Hawa. Al-Hawa. Because Hawaii is an island. It's in the middle of Pacific Ocean. Unbelievable. You should go to Hawaii. It's in the middle of Pacific Ocean, but it's an island. The island of Kauai, the most island that have a lot of breeze all over it. So the Arabs who came there, Haza Hawa, MashaAllah, Al-Hawa. So they called it Hawa, Hawa. It became Hawaii. It is the annals of history. They read it, they don't tell you. Why? Because they write your history and they write my history. What did they do? If they write my history and your history, they say history. Watch. His story. Not our story. His story about us. And when he write it, where did he put it? He's always trying to hide the truth. So he put it in the library. Watch. He lie upon you and he bury it. Library. See how they bury their lies? But these guys are very swift in doing this. Well, I'm not going to bother you too much. Khaza billahi tawfiq. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.